What just happened?
No idea. No, that is the maddest game of football ever.
Get in. I'm sitting here
Wow.
watching the celebrations here. I get the feeling that Everton traveling fans won't be going anywhere for quite some time.
Oh no, they're not going anywhere. That was unbelievable. It was unbelievable, and that word, and I don't use that word lightly,
right? Because
like,
it is.
I'm still
it
actually
is.
like,
It is.
am I actually awake? Am I awake? Was that
word?
real?
You're right, Jeff. That word is overused. But if there was ever an appropriate time, today is that time. My God, where do we start? I don't. Before we get into anything, right? People are going to ask for our player ratings. People are going to ask for our man of the match. I mean, the answer is probably. What's that?
Jordan Pickford, England #1.
You could say that. It's very hard to not give the man of the match to Dwight McNeil, if I'm being completely honest.
Yeah, no.
But the point I was going to make is I probably won't have the answers to those questions today because everybody was. This was such a complete performance from everyone. Stevie's just left the pub. Your immediate thoughts, Steve?
I'll just give everyone a 10 because
I don't know what to say.
Even if there was a few odd little mistakes here and there, I don't care. That's a 10. Just give everyone a 10.
Right. Just go on. Hang on. Let's go on, Steve. What were you saying?
I don't know what to say. I've just been in the pub that I also saw Liverpool lose to Barcelona 3-0. But I'm in the south of France, and that has just completely made. I don't know. I'm just so speechless. Like, I mean, Pickford was amazing, but the team performance was just outstanding. I just don't understand why we've been unable to show anything remotely even near that all season. But it all clicked today. I'm just absolutely made up for the team and for the fact that the fans who traveled down finally got what they deserved, and the players, they just look completely inspired. I mean, big shout out for Calvert-Lewin. I thought he was amazing. Pickford was completely inspired during that match. His saves he made, really, I mean, it could have been a lot closer than it was.
Yeah.
But McNeil, for me, was he was just absolutely out of, I haven't even got words. I'm just completely lost for words, really. What can you say?
I don't know, but it's like, you're kind of watching that and you were just thinking, like, good early goal, nice, and like literally I was thinking to myself, after 1-0, you're thinking, oh God, could we hold on for a 1-0? This would be an amazing result. And then it's like 2.
Exactly.
And you're thinking,
exactly. Yes.
And guys, you think that goal is so early that it's almost worryingly early?
Yeah, exactly. And you're just thinking, oh my God, could we cling on to a 1-0 and just keep a clean sheet? That would be an amazing 3 points. And then we get the second and you're thinking, oh God. And then you get the third and you're like, what the fuck's going on? Am I actually seeing this? Is this real? Like, that's unbelievable. Just,
I don't know how many
is unbelievable.
Chris, you're good with stats. What percentage of Everton's goals this season was scored during this match? Is it 25%?
If we had 25 coming in and we have 5, that's 20%. But now it would be 30, so it would be less. But it doesn't matter. It's the most. I mean,
we could have dispersed some of today's goals. It just shows you what a loss Calvert-Lewin's been, because now he looks fully fit.
Right.
Decore looks absolutely inspired in his new role.
Yeah, Jeff, they're just crap. Listen, I'm quite happy to take that. Throw all the criticism my way. Like, feel
Jeff,
free.
It wasn't so much of a dig. And Chris, you got your wish. We got to see Patterson. He had a good game,
right?
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. You could point to a lot of. I mean, we've said so much about Patterson or the right side, and then McNeil on the left. There is not a player on that pitch that bar. Obviously, your regular 1, 2, a couple mistakes or whatever. No catastrophic mistakes. I thought everybody you could point to. I can point out spots where they were just fantastic and on the ball and in the right position and all this sort of thing. There's not a player on the pitch that I can say wasn't up for it. Didn't have the energy. The only player I would say is Amadou Onana as a substitute somehow got a yellow card, and so for that, maybe he didn't have the best game, but
Also, we conceded a goal that wasn't really on, was it? That was not supposed to be part of the script.
no, but I can get over that. It was a weird, lucky bounce. It went off the post and off of. Honestly, I still think it came off McAllister's arm, and I think it should not have counted. But whatever. We got plus. No, here's what we're not talking about as of yet.
Those breakaway goals were just absolutely breathtaking. I mean,
yeah,
I've never seen Everton look so threatening. The way they set up today, I expect against City will probably sit back. But City will be worried that they play their 2 games against Real, and now they've got a really difficult game at Goodison. But anyway, let's just focus on this. I mean, this is going to be. Imagine the coaches coming back from Brighton.
No kidding. And it's a long trip, I might add. That's so. Let's hope for no breakdowns on the coaches. Safe travels, everyone coming home from the Amex. But you'll be singing and drinking for many hours, I assume.
I'm still kind of like stunned about the whole thing, to be honest, because it's just like it does feel like I need to pinch myself and like am I actually awake? Because
I think you're right, Jet. I think if anything, we all expected to be on here on the other side of the scoreline, 5-1 to Brighton.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if they'd won 5-1, that wouldn't have surprised me at all. And it kind of just, I mean, you can see the difference. I mean, like if we want to start getting into the match, where's Yerry Mina been? Like
so many Mina comments, and it's all absolutely justified and well deserved, because where has he been? I mean,
where has he been?
If this doesn't just prove everything everybody's been saying for so long, I just you know.
Yeah, and then you look at Mikalenko, worked his arse off, but him together with McNeil, they back each other up so well, and I thought that was really important today, because you know they were tearing him a little bit on the right hand side, but he got beaten a couple of times, Mikalenko, but then McNeil was there helping him out, and it made a difference. And I think that if you look at the overall sort of what was the difference between today and previous days, I think it was that everyone was helping each other out. We were all covering each other. Everyone was working. It was a proper team performance from 1 to 11. Everyone was scrapping. Everyone was fighting, covering each other, working hard. And then we just took our chances whenever they come. It was like all our Christmases come at once. All everything that we touched turned to gold. And it's like, where's this team been?
Yeah, there's a couple things I want to say. First, in the first few minutes, it looked like we were going to have some problems on the right side. We knew Matoma was going to be a tough matchup for Patterson, and it was for about 15, 20 minutes. I felt Patterson really came into his own this game. I thought his grit, his toughness, his determination really stood out. Didn't get down on himself. A couple notes here. One, we haven't even spoke about the goal difference yet. Okay, yes, the fact that we scored goals is unbelievable, but the fact that we made up 4 goals in the goal difference column is huge, given where we were, especially in comparison to Leeds United. I believe we were level on goal difference with Leeds before the game. 4 goals we've seen Leeds' poor form lately. That's huge. But on to that in just a second. We will be getting another fine from the FA, because when you get 5 yellow cards, you get a mandatory fine. So who knows how that's going to shake up, but not that I'm that worried about it. It's just a note from the match.
I'm going to duck out, but just going to put JJ from the playground. But it's been an absolute pleasure just being on these 10 minutes of pure
Enjoy
pleasure.
Your holiday.
So get back, and then obviously the City game. But I'll be watching you guys for the rest of the night. And obviously there isn't another match on. We know we need to keep a close eye on that game, and hopefully Southampton do the business for us.
Yeah, I'll probably have it on, but I don't, just in case something goes wrong in it. I don't want it to ruin my day.
Night. Except Forest might win. Don't let it spoil the night.
I don't think anything can spoil the night, and I really don't think anything can spoil a night, to be honest. This is like we've watched this season some absolute dross as fans. Like, we have suffered. The away fans, particular, like. Huge shout out to the Everton away support, who were magnificent. and I've sat through some drivel this season. They've travelled up and down the country, spent huge amounts of money, and got so little reward. And it was like today was just it was a payback to those fans for everything that they've done, everything that they've done. They deserve this as much as the players deserve this for their efforts. The fans deserve this for just being the best away fan base in football.
Absolutely.
Like they just are.
Yeah, there's so much to say. Jeff said earlier, give everybody a 10. I have no problem agreeing with that wholeheartedly. There was so much positive to talk about.
So we'll have to give McNeil an 11 then, yeah.
Yeah, that's listen, he was so world class. Let's talk about it early on, okay? Let's just briefly go through the match. I don't want to talk about every mistake and every chance, but because there were so many goals, let's go through the goals right away. In 34 seconds, Decore gets on the score sheet with a great, I'm not sure if it was Iwobi who got the steal, but I know Iwobi passed it up. Calvert-Lewin with a great touch. I mentioned in our group chat on that turn, I said at halftime, at least 2 and maybe 3 of these goals don't go in without Calvert-Lewin. And I pointed to that turn specifically. We don't have another striker that's going to make that play. It's a great pass. Decore slots home to an empty net. It's 1-0. And as you said, we start to worry because is it almost too early? We have to defend for 90 minutes now, Well, then 29 minutes comes around. It's another odd man rush for Everton. We get numbers up. I believe it was a 4-on-3. McNeil on the left side. He makes a great run, but more so he picks his head up. He gives 2 looks, and he sees Decore coming late. I mean, Decore is just completely unmarked. And the build-up, they broke it down at halftime on the American commentary, which was great because Decore makes the initial pass over to the left, and you just see him sprinting his bollocks off. He just McAllister can't keep up with him at all. Unmarked, 1-touch finish. What an absolute class finish from Decore to hit that on the 1-touch. It's 2-0. It doesn't take long after that before Dwight McNeil. We actually have a 2-on-1, and I thought Alex Iwobi wasted the chance for a bit because if you remember, he puts the pass way ahead. I think it was Decore that was with him on a hat trick. Decore goes and retrieves it, gives it to Dwight McNeil, who wastes no time. Decore kind of walks back because he's in an offside position. McNeil just puts it as if he's put into the center, and Jason Steele puts it in the back of the net. All of a sudden, it's 3-0. We don't know what to think. We haven't seen 3-0 as an away supporter in I don't know how many years. We haven't scored 3 goals as an away team. I'm pretty sure Watford, when we won that game 3-2 on the late Theo Walcott goal, would have been the last time we scored 3 goals away. But in terms of having a 3-goal away lead, I couldn't even tell you the last time we did that. If you know that in the comments, please let us know. But anyway, then you start to be, then the I don't want to say negativity, but the worry and the fear comes out because at halftime you're thinking, okay, 3-0 is unbelievable, but we know what we're watching. We know Brighton just put 6 past Wolves. We know they can score quickly, and we know Everton, or at least have been for much of the last 2 years. We come out. I'd say the first, 10 to 15 minutes, would you say, we're a little bit shaky? Brighton are getting their chances.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is they made 4 changes at halftime, which, like, I saw a lot of stuff on Twitter, and it was like, Everton have gone to bits a little bit here, and it's like, stop right there, because you have to give the other team credit where the credit is due. Right. And it's like they made 4 changes. What's his name? The Argentinian guy.
McAllister or Buonanotte.
McAllister. He was played at. I don't know why they played him in the 6 role. I don't know why, because he's clearly a 10. And as soon as they changed him up to a 10, and they brought on the sub, I can't remember his name, the striker.
It's Evan Ferguson.
Yeah. And they just looked a different outfit, and we struggled to cope with him for a while. But, and it's a big important but, we did cope with them. Yes. That's the thing, is we didn't crumble. We didn't go to bits. They arm wrestled us. They put the pressure on, and we stood for it, and we held it up. And, Pickford did some good stuff. Tarkovsky did an amazing header, some clearances. But we worked hard. And then we actually got back into the game and started actually started bringing some pressure back again.
Absolutely. It took a little bit, but Brighton's legs started. Well, unfortunately, one of Brighton's legs quite literally went out on him because we get a counterattack. Yeah, so that was an unintended segue, I promise. But we get a counterattack. Solly March comes up limp. Don't know if it was a hamstring or whatever. We know what Solly March did to us at Goodison Park. We know how good he's been all season. He comes up with a hamstring. Alex Iwobi down the left side with the ball, slots it in the middle to Dwight McNeil. Makes no mistake. I believe he dribbles around one defender and Jason Steele, the keeper, and just absolutely walks it in. Yeah, I was a little, honestly, I'm screaming. I'm just screaming, kick it, put it in. But it goes in nonetheless because I was just afraid he'd make a mistake. It goes in nonetheless. It's 4-0. Only 3 minutes later, Brighton get one back. Not that we were worried, but it's just one of those where, okay, let's not get too excited. We don't want to.
We were worried because we're Everton fans and we've been watching, and it's like we knew this. The thing is, we know how good this Brighton side can be, right? When they're on it, they're a very, very good side. They've got some genuine quality players. Again, I'm going to butcher the names, but there's is it Osaka or what? The Japanese lad.
Kairo Matoma. Yeah.
Matoma. Yeah, he's a quality player.
Osaka would be a city in Japan. But
yeah, you're right. I know, yes. I know. But they've got some real quality players, and they can. We saw it. We saw it in the home game, and literally right in front of me to sit there and watch it. They literally just put like 3 goals past us in about 10 minutes, I think. I
think it was 6 minutes because it was
6 minutes. I knew it was something really horrific.
Right.
I'm trying to block it from my memory, but
sure. Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, so we know that they're capable, and they get a goal, and you're just thinking, oh God, don't panic. Just get your heads together, because we've seen it. The horror shows of the past come into our minds, but at the same time, the Everton fear is still in there. But what you're watching on the pitch, realistically, you're not concerned because we were still playing well, and the goal was lucky for them. So right. It wasn't the kind of goal where you just thought, oh, we're going to collapse now.
No, and you heard the fans really come alive even afterwards. You still heard Spirit of the Blues down 4-1. We kind of weather a bit of a storm. Brighton hit the crossbar a couple of times, and Pickford made at least 2, maybe 3 world-class saves that I tweeted out. Someone hurry up and post that stupid graphic of Pope and Ramsdale. Should one of them be England's number 1 right after those saves? And I said, keep posting it, post it again, because it's just ridiculous. It's a ridiculous argument, but that's another conversation for another day. We weather the storm. I thought at the time, where in the hell does the referee find 6 minutes of added time? That's just a joke. But it turns out it was fine because in the 6th minute of added time, Dwight McNeil scores an absolute world-class goal to make it 5-1. No one, even in their wildest dreams, could have imagined us scoring 5 goals today under any circumstances. If you had that in your Super 6, you deserve every penny that you have made. And I just want to, I want to point out what this is just on the score sheet. Never mind what Dwight McNeil did off the ball, tracking back defensively on the counter, and the couple chances that didn't go in. Dwight McNeil sets up the second goal. He basically scores the third. It's an own goal officially from Jason Steele, but it might as well be Dwight McNeil's goal. And then he scores the 4th and the 5th. The commentary right at the end of this game said he'll never have another game like that for the rest of his life. And they might be right, because that's an absolute worldie of a game. Hats off to McNeil. We'll call it joint man of the match if you want to give one to either of them. And it's crazy to think if Abdoulaye Doucouré scores the first 2 goals and doesn't even get second man of the match. But there's so much credit to go around.
I've got to say that McNeil, when we signed him, I saw a lot of negative comments about McNeil.
Well, he was poor, Jeff, for the first couple months of the year. Yeah.
But the thing is I saw a lot of negative comments, but I also knew the player. I'd seen him before, and it's kind of, I think because like we've done this before with players, is we expect something. We expect them to come in and be something, and we never give players time.
We're very impatient. Yes.
Yeah, we're very impatient. But he was 22, and he's I don't know whether he's turned 23 yet, but he's still a young lad, and it was. You come into a Premier League club, especially a club that's not functioning very well.
Right.
It takes a while. It does take a while to get yourself settled in and stuff like that, especially if you're getting criticism and losing games. But he just does. He is like South African player. Used to play with Baines.
No, I might miss this one. Anyway, go on.
The Everton player used to play. Go on in the comments, please, because no,
McMessy.
McMessy. No,
Stephen Pienaar. Yeah,
Pienaar, thank you.
I had as much of a blame. Pienaar is one of my favorite players. I had as much of a brain lapse as Jeff did. Go on.
So it's one of those where we've never replaced Pienaar. But he could actually be the replacement Pienaar, finally. I don't know whether, obviously, Mykolenko is not on Baines' level, but we haven't had a player on the right who's actually been able to just skin a man or cut inside, score goals from outside the area, score goals from inside the area, put in good crosses. It's been so long since we've had someone like him. And like now you're seeing it. Like this guy could be a huge player for us in the future. Like assuming that we can actually complete the job that we've started today and actually stay up.
I want to pull this up real quick, Jeff.
It could be a huge player for us in the future.
It's quite a welcome sight to see. Everton are in 16th with a 2-point cushion. Again, I know Leicester got thrashed today, and we did what we did. There's still. I mean, listen, we're not going to score 5 goals every week. There's still a very large cushion in terms of goal difference between us and Leicester. But you look down at Leeds United. Let's face it. I'm gonna briefly look at Leeds' remaining fixtures. Whether Leeds get points from their remaining fixtures or not, what is going to be a fact is, unless something absolutely wild goes on, Leeds aren't going to make up 4 goals on their own. We're going to have to. It's going to have to be a weird Manchester City thrashing next week. Whatever. Don't even want to look forward to that. 16th in the table. 4 goals made up today, which is just, it's so massive. Now, Forest and Southampton play later today. Somebody will pick up points, so who knows what this table will look like come 2 hours' time. But I can't. The way this is lately, we said all week, we said for 2 weeks, we said for a month that these are must-win games because we're probably not going to get something at Brighton, and then they go and do something like this. And so you take the massive win and you soak it in. What a bank holiday it's been. I'm about to go make myself a drink because we have to have some celebratory bevies today. In the comments, thanks to everybody who's joining us. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to us on YouTube at Follow Everton, on Twitter at Follow Everton. I will briefly, and more than once I'm going to do this today, but I will briefly put up my own pages. This is my YouTube page. Please subscribe to that, but more so, want to plug this one time. Probably going to plug it twice today, but if you haven't yet followed me on Twitch, please do so. I've just put it in the comments. Twitch is a streaming platform, allows streamers to monetize their stream, and I'm trying to do this for our channel's sake. This is going to help our channel long term, and I really want you to help me out here. Real Domino Chris, if you can make a Twitch account, just go press that follow button. I'm not asking for donations, not asking for anything other than please make an account. Please find my channel. Please just hit the follow button. That is all I need, and you will be helping me out very, very much. Great stream, lads. Is Ryan dropping on, says Pete. A lot of people have been asking.
He's ill. He's in the hospital.
One follower here, Data Science Nerd. Thank you very much for following me on Twitch. Please, everyone, follow his lead. No, Ryan's not well at the moment. I hope that if he's up for it, he can jump on, because Ryan, of all people, has been waiting for a day like this all season. And so we know Ryan's buzzing wherever he is. And so shout out to Ryan. We hope you feel better.
It is a funny game. It is a funny old game, Kelly. Yeah.
Oh, I see Kelly's comment. Yeah, funny game. That's right.
Funny old game. It's do you know Greavesy?
Yeah, I know that. I haven't seen a ton of his stuff, but yes, I know the name and I've seen a bit of him. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's the comment. That's his famous comment. it's a funny old game. That was like his kind of catchphrase, if you will. If you know what I mean.
Mr. Blue Sky says, I thought Mbappe was on our left wing at some points of the game. Yeah,
and that sounds like hyperbole. And yeah, we know he's kind of a little bit sort of over-egging it, but realistically, he was bloody amazing today. He really was, So yeah,
McMessy. Yeah, it's funny. We spoke about it a couple times this year. We saw the 1-0 win when Arsenal came to Goodison, right? And we were thinking, Goodison is a magical place sometimes. Goodison could sometimes get this weird, crazy result. And so that's what we thought going into the Newcastle game and into a couple of others. I don't think, forget the fact that we scored 5, the fact that we did this at the Amex. And that's the thing that who would have ever thought we could get this kind of reaction, this kind of game away from home? I'm trying to say a lot of things because I'm so speechless that I'm trying to just put random words together. Go on.
So there's a few things, right? Firstly, we've given Dyche the stick, so we have to give him the credit when it's due. He changed the weak link at centre half, which we've been begging him to do, and he did, and it worked. Patterson, by hook or by crook, has finally got the right back spot that he should have got weeks ago. Sound.
Hang on. Our Newcastle fan friend asked if we want Anthony Gordon back.
No, we don't.
No, you can have fun with that for now. Go on, Jeff. What were you saying?
Well, yeah. Then actually not dropping. Oh God, where's my brain gone? Not putting Onana back in the side and keeping
James Garner
and playing the 2. So we played a 4-2-3-1 system today,
right? And
Garner and Onana, Garner. Sorry, it just worked. It worked so well, and to me, like, I thought he bossed the midfield. He really did. He ran the midfield. His passing so much better than we've seen. And he seems to be in the right spot a lot of the times as well.
Right.
Jeff's head's gone. It has, mate, Dave. It has, because it's one of those where, like, isn't everyone's head's gone? Like after that, like,
yeah, we're all on a different
planet.
I
feel drunk and I haven't actually had any. So it's because I'm like, still kind of half thinking I'm going to wake up at some point and go, oh, we've got to play Brighton today. That was just, it was genuinely like unbelievable. And like, you look at it and you just think, well, like I was damn near certain we were going to get relegated. I couldn't see us getting anything from this game today. I couldn't see us getting anything from the City game.
Well, and let's also say there's 3 games of football left. We're not safe yet, right? And I don't want it to ruin this.
I already thought we were pretty much like, on our knees and probably done. But you look at that and you think to yourself, well, we can actually win football matches. This is the thing I've not seen for quite a while now, is a team that looks like it can win a football match. So that was a team today that can win football matches. So the remaining games that I was looking at thinking, we're going to struggle to get anything from these games. Now I'm looking at these games and thinking, yeah, why can't we beat Wolves? Why can't we beat Bournemouth? Because even Bournemouth, I was looking at that as a game that, they made us up at their place before the World Cup. And they've been playing really well.
We've seen how hungry they've been. Exactly.
Yeah, they've been playing really well recently. But so I was thinking, they're going to be difficult opposition. But now, after this, confidence, like certain players back and forth, and DCL didn't even score a goal today.
No,
So
but
we still got that to
he
look
might as
forward to.
well had. What he
No.
did was just as good as scoring a goal. I can't say enough about what Calvert-Lewin meant to this team today.
Man City will have to be awake.
Someone's asked earlier what result we want in the Southampton Forest game if a draw is going to be good. I mean, a draw is okay, but what we want is a Southampton win, plain and simple. Southampton are 6 points back of all of them. It's no longer us. We're now ahead of Leicester, Leeds.
I mean, anything but a Forest win,
right?
Really.
And let's have it right. I fully expect Forest to win this game, but that's nothing for certain yet. Forest have looked better. Even the game that they lost to Brentford, they were in control for most of that game. Ended up having a very unlucky injury after they'd already made 5 subs. Brentford score against their 10 men. Whatever. I mean, a loss is still a loss, but either way, Forest have actually looked a little bit up for it as of late. It's a funny game, as they say, though. And so, speaking of looking up for it, Southampton looked up for it at Arsenal. Southampton looked up for it against Bournemouth a couple of weeks ago, where they they equalized but had the goal chalked off for offside. Southampton have at least looked, somewhat okay and playable the last few weeks. So we're all big fans of James Ward-Prowse today. I'll just say that. When you think Southampton took 6 points from us this season, no, we beat Southampton away, Robbie. That was one of our only away wins this season, but that's it's irrelevant at this point.
Before today, it was our only away win.
Yeah, it was for the last. This is our fourth away win in 2 seasons, which is just abysmal to say the least. But 2 of them are at the Amex, so go figure.
Weird, that, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. Listen, we're all buzzing today. We appreciate everybody joining us. If you've got something to say, I know Ryan likes to do a phone in. I don't know if I have the energy to do a phone in today, if I'm honest with you. If so, we might do that here in a little while. But for now, we're just gonna chill a little bit. Is anything else jumping out at you? Any other standout players in the match? Do you think that really put? I mean, obviously McNeil, Decore had an amazing game. Others in the right positions, things like that.
Yeah, Decore in the side. Look, it makes us a better side because it's just energy. He brings energy. That he's the energizer bunny that makes a difference to this side, because without him, we tend to look slower. We tend to look lacking in energy, or however you want to put it. He's like he is the dynamo, energizer bunny, whatever you want to call it. I don't really remember much about Iwobi, so I don't know whether he had a good game or not, but he wasn't dreadful today, so that's a bonus.
Who did you say? Iwobi?
Yeah, because he's been pretty dreadful the last few weeks.
There were a couple spots in the attack where I thought Iwobi left a little bit there, but having said that, his pace and his footwork and his tracking back, I thought Iwobi actually made himself known on the defensive side today more than we've seen lately. So
what about Garner was great, said Jim. He's a neat and tidy footballer, passes the ball well.
He just didn't make mistakes. He
just like, we've been looking for somebody to be that sort of Gareth Barry type player, right? So, and I'm not going to compare him to Gareth Barry at this stage, because he's a young lad. But he did that job today alongside Idrissa. He was there in the gap. He was always in the place, and then he'd get the ball
again in position.
Get the ball and give it. Get the ball and give it. Just move the ball.
I don't want to overstate that, because I think people underestimate how much we've been out of position all year, and so just having a player to come on and actually be correctly in the right position is fantastic to me. I want to shout out.
Often it's like the teams come through us, whereas now, like with what he's doing there, is he's forcing the opposition to think, and this is something that, like, people don't really think about this kind of stuff. But if players don't have to think, if they can just move and they can play at a different tempo. But if you can make the player stop and then have to make a decision, go this way, go that way, what am I going to do now? That little delay, allows you to get sorted and organised and makes their next move. So it's a case of people might say, well, what did Garner do? Like, he did that. He stopped them from doing what they normally do,
Made it
which
difficult.
is playing with pace and power and running at you. And he forced them to stop and turn. And that allowed the fullbacks to get into position to deal with whoever was coming down whichever side, and allowed the wingers to get back and cover. And it just made a huge, huge difference. But also, when you get the ball, when you turn it over, simple passes, he just gives a simple pass, and that allows the more progressive players to then just go right and get their head up and look forward, and people to start running. So it's that turnover ball. He makes that difference, and I like, to me, he's made a huge difference since he's come back in, since he's actually come into the side in these last few games. He looks a player to me. He looks a proper player, in my opinion.
Want to give a quick shout out to my buddy Tony McNeil. Have to celebrate this amazing performance and result by joining Twitch to follow you, Chris. Thanks for a great show to you all. Greetings from South Africa. We've got fans all over the world. Tony, thank you so much. I appreciate the help on the Twitch.
Yes, the unrecognized difference maker. That's an excellent way of putting it.
Southampton are in. Oh, that's a great job. I've got the Southampton Forest on here. Sorry, what'd you say, Jeff? Sorry, say that again.
No, it's all right. It's just Peter Duggan was just saying then Garner was the unrecognised difference maker today. And that's why I made the sort of comparison to Gareth Barry. Now, he's got a long way to go to be fully compared to someone like Barry, obviously.
But when someone has that kind of, exactly what you give him credit.
It's that kind of player. It's that guy who sits there, gets the ball and moves it, and gets the team moving. But also, when we're under pressure, when we're getting attacked, he's the player who's in the right place at the right time. He didn't have to I don't know whether he made any kind of significant sliding challenges or anything like that. He wasn't giving away fouls, because how many free kicks did they get outside the penalty area today? I don't think they got one.
No, I couldn't tell you. I'm sure
he isn't putting in a tackle, and that's what Gareth Barry used to do. He didn't used to go heaving into tackles. He was just in the right place at the right time to force the attacking player to change direction, to go that way. And that's what you need, is just someone to do that job, is just to sit there and be the person who stops the opposition from playing straight through you.
Kathy May, thanks for joining. Garner, brilliant. McNeil, wow. Eric the Red just followed on Twitch, commenting through the Twitch app, or the Twitch channel, I should say. I was just so happy to see Yerry Mina back today. We haven't really spoke about Mina much. Somehow we've gotten, 40 minutes into this, and we're just getting to Yerry Mina. But it can't be. What a performance from Mina today, especially in the first half.
It's the first thing I actually said.
I meant in detail, Jeff. But you know what I mean. No, I'm just saying, what in term it wasn't. Sometimes the things don't score. Excuse me. Easy for me to say. Sometimes the things don't show up on the score sheet, but the little things behind the play, some of these sliding, blocks defensively from the shots, sliding in with just to get a little nick on the ball, makes a huge difference, because again, one of these goals go in, all of a sudden it's an entirely different game. The defense really held strong in the first half as we built this lead, and a big part of that was Yerry Mina, and it can't be overstated. We're all just Mina gets a silly yellow on 17 minutes, and we're all thinking the same thing. Is this going to be another Holgate situation? Is he really going to get himself sent off? And so that kind of it was just dumb, and it was just unnecessary. And so you're thinking, please just be careful. And he was, Jeff. He had his. I mean, it doesn't take much to have Mina's game of the season, because it's only his third appearance. But
sorry, I'm just laughing at some of the comments I'm reading.
Yeah,
Kevin with his usual.
It's Kevin taking the usual piss, isn't he?
I don't want to. I know exactly what he's doing, but I'm not going to say.
Okay, we'll leave it then. Kevin's been good to us, but we might have a visitor.
We got an extra guest in.
Well, we'll give it time. We'll see. Southampton, by the way, the first 10 minutes of this game have been clearly the better side. This isn't a watch along, but I will update everybody on the score at least. What does he actually get booked for? So the referee had just had a conversation with him about kind of just time wasting a little bit and his usual wind-ups. And so then 3 minutes after that, he kind of just, I don't want to say he's time wasting. Oh, look who's joined us. Hang on. I don't want to say he's time wasting, but he just puts a little bit too much. He's standing over the ball, or he's keeping the ball over here, whatever he is. So it's a silly booking. But hang on. I believe. Are you there, Ryan?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. Have your say. It's an open forum for you because our entire audience of over 100 have been asking about you for 45 minutes. So go ahead.
Well, I'm so happy that we finally got it. It had been coming, hadn't it? You know, there's only so many weeks you can be that bad, and then eventually the penny's got to drop. It's a shame it's taken us 35 Premier League matches to actually turn up and assert ourselves on a game. And it was everything that you've been crying out for weeks. We set up traps for Brighton to allow them to give the ball away. And then we sprung some lethal counterattacks. And we didn't attack, you know, in
I didn't care.
in an apathetic manner where it's like, oh, we'll send one man forward and hope he can beat 3 people. We actually attacked, sprung these counterattacks in numbers, and we looked lethal. It was. I didn't see all the game. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't see the second goal. The first goal I did see. I didn't see the second goal or the third goal. I saw the one where we walked it in. I thought, what am I watching? This is just something else. And the fifth goal, I just got home and it was the loudest yell because I couldn't believe it. I mean, he's just whacked it near post in front of the keeper. Just outstanding. Calvert-Lewin, transformative from what I saw. You know, it makes a massive difference. He looks like he's really up for it. Decore found his position, I thought, today. Like in the past, I didn't know where he was playing. I felt like I understood his role today. He was supporting Calvert-Lewin, but also just get back in. And then Dwight McNeil, as I think you said before, you know, absolutely outstanding. It's an 11 out of 10 performance. But I think aside from those three, probably my standout player, Jordan Pickford, some of those saves, he's got no right to make them. I mean, you're talking absolute elite goalkeeping. You know, out of this world goalkeeping, really.
I tweeted before something along the lines, I don't remember what I exactly said. I said, right, all you Geordies, all you Gooners, I hope you're paying attention.
What?
Yeah.
There is no debate. He is the England number 1.
Oh, I see. I'm following. Yeah. I didn't put that together. Go on.
No, it's just one of those where it's just like, because we constantly get this thing. It's like, oh, putting these polls up, who should be England number 1, or Ramsdale should definitely be. No. There's an England number 1. His name is Jordan Pickford, and he is easily the best English keeper for quite a long time, actually, to be honest. He's just ridiculously good. He's ridiculously good. Some of the saves he does, he's got no right to do it, considering he's got such tiny arms. Like, I don't know how he manages to reach all the way to the far side and make some of these saves. I think we could have conceded a couple of goals and put ourselves really under pressure in that second half. Without him, he makes a huge difference. He makes a huge difference.
We also could have scored 9 or 10 if we're being honest today.
Oh yeah,
the crazy part.
But to me, like, the debate about the sort of who's the player of the season is Jordan Pickford. Like, it is Jordan Pickford because through the good times and the bad, he is the one shining light who has been there all season doing his job and giving solid performances every week. So to me, there's not even a debate for me. He is without doubt our player of the season.
I don't want to fixate too much on Jordan, to be fair. I mean, he played outstanding, but we scored 5 goals away from home. We've exploited one of the best footballing sides in the league, one of the most effective sides. I mean, they're very likable. We've certainly revenged the scoreline at Goodison. And the difference was the effort we put in today. If you watch the Brighton game when we played them at Goodison, we had a cut where there was a free kick. They scored from our free kick because we were just lazy. And today the fight was there from 1 minute. The plan was there. Trap them in, punish them. And we should have done it against Leicester. We should have trapped them in and counterattacked them. But we can do the same against Man City now. We suck them in, let them pile the pressure on and hopefully let them overexpose themselves with maybe 2v2 situations. Because if Calvert-Lewin plays like that again and McNeil, I think we can hold them to at least a draw. So and just finally before I go, I'm not very well at all, so I'm not going to sit on here too long. My head's
That's fine.
throbbing. Taking the idiot Michael Keane out the team made a massive difference. Everyone felt much more comfortable. There was no panic in defence. He still had the aerial presence of Keane, but I felt like he dealt with everything on the floor with a lot more assertiveness. Possibly, I thought Patterson was going to get run ragged. I think he didn't start the best 15 minutes, 20 minutes, but after he settled down. Stop being so negative. So I'm trying to be balanced, Jasmine.
Hello, Jazz.
Hey, I'm Jazz.
Go on.
She's happy. She's happy. I
so.
thought Patterson was going to get done because there was one where I saw it. I mean, where I was, I have no Wi-Fi, so it was in and out. It was horrendous. But he slipped on his backside, Patterson, trying to keep up with Mitoma early on, and I thought this guy's just going to rip us to shreds. But he grew into the game, and you saw that level of aggression. I think this is the template of Everton. I'm not saying we need to win 5-1 every week. We need to win 7-1 every week. But no, aggression is important. The composure on the ball, the fighting for each other, backing each other up when one person makes a mistake, and then actually having commitment when you're on the counter attack to actually get numbers forward. And it was like everything we did today turned to gold. We couldn't make a bad decision.
But, I think something that to be considered, because obviously people are saying, well, why wasn't Mina playing and blah, blah, blah. But I think what you, like I say, Dice gets some criticism, fair dues, but he refused to bring DCL back in because he wasn't fit and he needed to be fitter. And you can see that he's now started to be the DCL that we knew that, from 2 years ago. He's making those runs. He's physical. He's getting about the pitch because his fitness is there. Yerry Mina, maybe he's not been in the side because he wasn't up to that level of fitness. His injuries over the past couple of years have been bad, but he was fit today. He actually managed the game. Patterson, again, he's not been playing because he wasn't up to what they call Daesh fitness level. And maybe that's the difference today is that these players are now up to that fitness level. Sorry?
Could we not give... I mean, if Yerry Mina plays like that, I give him a pay-as-you-play contract.
Forest have a goal, by the way. 1-0 to Nottingham Forest. But it doesn't matter because we'll take care of business ourselves. Go on, Ryan.
I mean, that was to be expected anyway.
Yeah.
Looking at the fixtures, just before I go, I just want to touch on Mina and then the fixtures, and then I'm going to let you get on with it. But Mina, we gave Louis Sahara pay-as-you-play contract. If you're good enough, I'd hope we'd at least ask him the question and say, look, can you pay as you play? What are your plans? He's probably going to go to Italy or somewhere, a slower league, and do brilliant. So. Second thing, the fixtures. I saw. My head's banging. I'm going to have to go in a sec. The Fulham thrashed Leicester. Leicester leave the back door open. I think Newcastle are going to. Newcastle are going to tear them apart. I suspect Liverpool will as well. I think they'll have a field day against Leicester. They just leave so much open. So the final game of the season for Leicester worries me. Cat's literally just knocked a chair over.
Wrong cat.
Leicester could pick up points on the final day. So if they got 3 more points, they'd be on 33. So I think we need... Are we on 32?
We're on 32, and every other team, bar Southampton, is on 30.
If I'm honest,
I genuinely think one more win could be enough.
Yeah.
One more win could be enough.
Yeah, we thought, given the recent form, that 34 was going to be enough. So if we get to 35, I think that's more than enough. But we
said if we go into the last 2 games of the season with 1 point behind the other teams, we would have taken it. I mean, I said that. I think we agreed.
Yeah.
If we got through the next 2 games and there was only a point difference still, it would be a miracle. Listen, we can go in there now. Hopefully we can 16th. I'd take 17th right now. I don't care. But what I
Yeah.
would say is don't worry about the Nottingham Forest Southampton result because that was a given anyway. We accounted for that in our thing.
It's also not over yet, by the way.
Yeah,
but
the
anyway.
Nottingham have got hard games, and I think they will probably win today and get another 3 points. So on that assumption, I think you need 36 points, and we should have enough on goal difference regardless. Then, so and Leeds' fixtures as bad as well. We just need to get through next weekend's games. Anyway, I feel like it's. I can't stay on here much longer, but I am listening to you. Doing a great job. Thank you so much.
I just feel that what's happened today is it feels like it's back in our hands again now.
Oh, of course it is. It's completely in our hands.
Whereas I felt before, I was kind of worried about what the other teams were doing more than because I wasn't feeling confident about what we were doing. But having seen what we did today, if we can do that, both City is a whatever. We no idea what could happen in that game. We could turn up and get absolutely stunned, or we could get something to forget. I don't know. But the other two games, if we play like this, like what we did today, they're both games that we can win, and therefore, if we won those two other games, I don't see it being an issue. So yeah, it's in our hands again now.
Jeff,
and that's...
thanks for dropping on. Chris, also thank you so much for setting up the stream and doing it all. Make sure you subscribe to Chris's Twitch, Real Domino Chris, on there as well. But of course, on here, thanks for the support. I'll be back soon, hopefully. Don't worry about the Nottingham Forest one. It'll just end up stressing you out too much. See you later.
No, to be honest, nothing's going to stress me out today. We just won 5-1. There's nothing stressing me out today.
Cheers, Ryan. Feel better about it.
See you, mate.
That's one. Take it easy, mate. You take care.
No, he's absolutely right. I mean, of course, we wanted in a perfect world Southampton to find a way, but the fact is, Southampton have been shit for the most of the season, and especially lately. And so, while they have in a couple of seasons, they have in a couple of the games.
Apparently.
It is. They have in a couple of games looked up for it, but today is not one of those days. But I just don't care. I really don't. Because now it's in our hands again. Before this game, we actually thought it wasn't, and now it is. So,
yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it is what it is, and let's hope that we've been in this position before the season, and it only lasted 1 week, and then every result went against us, including our own. So, I'm hoping that come next week's time, we don't face the same because again, we have Man City coming. It's not exactly.
But we can enjoy today. We can actually enjoy today. It doesn't matter about anything else.
That's right. Forget negative Chris. I'm now Mr. Negative. That was unexpected.
Yeah. No, but it's one of those where we've lived some dark times recently, and next week we can worry about next week. But today we really do need to just enjoy today. I'm going to go on Twitter. I'm going to troll lots of people. I'm going to send lots of goofy tweets. I'm going to go and have some beers.
I just made while you were talking, I just made myself a drink. So cheers to that.
Nice.
Yeah.
So it's time to enjoy your evening and just enjoy being happy. Everton Football Club doesn't make you happy very often, but my God, that was amazing. 5-1 is just... I can't remember the last time we even scored 5 goals.
What odds could we have gotten on that, Jeff? On 5-1? 500 to 1?
It's a 5-1 away. I definitely think you could have got at least 100.
No, it was 125 to 1 just for 3-0. So for 5, because we talked before the game. I did my pre-match, and someone said it's 125 to 1 for 3-0, and I said, I'm tempted, but don't waste your money. And so we go up 3-0 at halftime, and everybody's tweeting at me and this and that, and I'm like, oh my God. And so if it was that, I couldn't imagine what 5-1 would have been, at least 300-400 or whatever. Quick shout out. Sorry, if you guys are annoyed by me saying it, I apologize. I feel very strongly about it, though. Quick shout to Tony MJHB. Followed me on Twitch. Just made the account. I appreciate it. Space Cowboy 7624 just followed on Twitch as well. 2-1, by the way. Southampton have one back. This game's,
Right.
listen, let's not forget that Forest are still shit, and they've still been wide open most of this
Defensively,
game.
they're still poor, yeah.
Yeah. Now, this is going to be a shout for offside, though, so this will be interesting. Anyway, back to real quick. I'm going to plug this one more time before I head off of here. My Twitch page, I can't stress enough, is going to help this entire channel. So I only need about 13 more followers to be able to get this.
I've already followed, so I can't.
Jeff has followed me on Twitch, though. One of the first ones to do so. He's been a very good mate. Twitch TV/Real Domino Chris. Again, I've gotten a few followers just from this stream today. I very, very much appreciate that. And you will see a lot more content on that, plus the YouTube, plus Follow Everton coming up. And again, at this rate, people were asking us.
Thanks, Dave.
What's that? Oh, Dave.
Dave just said Jeff is good, which is very nice of him to say because most people call me an arsehole. So
Dave's actually said goal is good, not Jeff is good. But Dave, if you want to hurry up and say
that's just
Jeff
my
is
glasses
good,
then.
yeah, hurry up and say Jeff
Yeah,
is good.
it's unusual for people to say anything nice about me. People usually just call me an arsehole.
Jeff is great. We all know it. He's been great for us all season. And how long have you been on here? 2 years? I don't know. I'm still new to this.
Just over a year, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's been a listen.
Thanks, Dave.
It's been a hell of a day, and I think we're decompressing a bit because at the end of the day, yes, we're gonna enjoy today. We know the job's not done. We still have We've got 3 games left. I don't care what anybody says. I can't forget every away performance we put in this season, other than today. And
Thanks,
I say that because we still have to go to Wolves away. It's not going to be an easy game. Yes, I hope we turn up like we did today, but I'm hoping that we can ride this momentum. We came out of this game, as far as I know, unscathed from injuries. I think that we're healthy, and so we should have a fully fit squad going up against Man City. If I had to guess, Deitch might make a change or two just to keep the fresh legs going for Wolves, don't you think? Because, I mean, against Man City, it's not going to be easy. Listen, we don't back down from anybody in the Premier League, and I'm not pretending like we're going to do that. But let's also have it right and not be daft. Man City are Man City.
Yeah. I mean, they're going for the title, and they've clicked into top gear now, so they're going to be a problem. Thanks, James.
Thanks very much.
Appreciate it.
Thanks to everybody in the comments. Here we go. Here's one you definitely don't get. Jeff Cool. Come on.
Yeah, but David's my mate.
Everton can beat Man City. Kev, I'm not denying that we can beat Man City. What I'm saying is, let's say, not that it even gets out of hand. Let's say City have a 1-0, 2-0 lead, whatever, 70, 75 minutes. I hate to be that guy. I don't have a problem making subs at that point, given that the win today is a literal season changer. Like, nobody saw this win coming.
No.
At least not a lot of people. And so if it means keeping fresh legs, keeping uninjured players, whatever, for the final run with Wolves and Bournemouth, I'm okay with it. Obviously, I'm hoping for the best. I'm hoping we get out there and get a win. I'm just realistic about the fact that Man City are chasing a league title.
Man City and Man City, so you know, like it's one of those situations where it's like they're on a different level to most of the rest of football. You know, they're literally just a ridiculously quality team.
Right.
So, I'd literally snatch your hand off for a point right now.
Of course.
Like, definitely, because then we've got 2 games remaining and 4 points from those remaining 2. I still think that might be enough, even without the City game. But if we get a point on the City game and then get 4 from the other 2, my God, that would be like
we'd actually be in dreamland.
Party time. It would be party time.
Well, speaking of party time, I'm going to go out and have a couple of drinks from this. We're going to enjoy this today, despite what happens in this game, because no one ever thought that we'd get the result that we did. But it is Brighton 1 and Everton 5. Please don't forget to like.
Oh my God!
I know, right?
Just like saying it, because
say it out loud. Yeah,
you haven't actually said it out loud so far. It's the first time I've actually heard that out loud, and it's just like I got a little bit of like tingle in my ears. It's just like, oh my God, that's actually what happened. Wow.
We're all absolutely buzzing as Evertonians.
Nice one, man. So thanks everyone for joining. And enjoy your night.
Go on.
Everyone enjoy your night.
I'll let you wrap it up. Go on.
Yeah. How do I wrap up a game like that? That's that's the best Everton have played in years, like years. Genuinely, you might be talking. So I saw a comment earlier which said something like that was the best Everton performance since Martinez was the manager.
The Sky commentary team said that right at halftime.
Yeah,
they said that was the best half of play.
That first half was dreamland. That's as good as I've seen us play in a very long time. And and McNeil, I think he's a special player. I think he's now he's confident and now he's firing. He is a threat. He is a genuine threat. And Pickford is world class. You'll never change my mind on that. He is world class. So yeah, that was what a fantastic day up the fucking Toffees.
And on that note, we'll see you guys next time. Cheers.
Cheers. Thanks, everyone.